Hello students, welcome to the our new module. I'm Amit. So we'll be discussing Certified SOC Engineer module in this video. Basically, we'll be discussing these things like basics of Security Operations Center management, and Security Operations Center workflow, SOC functions, and the SOC level and alignment with the standards, like the standards which is developed, and we should align our Security Operations Center to the like NIST and some other standards are there. So we'll be discussing these details later on this module, and we'll be having a hands-on experience on some of the SIM tools, some of the event management tools, and like incident management tools, and some log analysis tools. So we'll be covering these details in this module. So before moving to the basic of SOC, we'll be discussing like what is incident, why SOC is required. So what is cyber incident? The first thing come into mind, before the SOC, before the incident response, before other security aspects. So we'll be discussing in this thing like cyber attacks and the cyber incident. So basically, cyber incident is like unauthorized access to the information held on a computer network or system, unauthorized access to the data held in third-party system like your any hosted service, your systems, and infiltration in that, or damage through a malware disruption or denial of service, and limit your access networks and the systems, and not just limited to that. So there are several other things. So cyber incident is like the name implies that harm or attempt to harm. I mean, like something is going to happen on your with your computer resource. So any of the adverse event on the network, on the system, is called a cyber incident. And or it may be include like abnormal state of a computer resource, like your machine is behaving something abnormal, your server is behaving something abnormal, your application is behaving something abnormal, and any of the unauthorized use of a computer system is called basically a cyber incident. And execution of a malicious code, and not just limited to that. So these are the things that which comes under the cybersecurity incident basically. So before moving further, let's see the some stats that is by some global organizations. Like so, I mean, organization fail to detect the intrusion. Like 66% of the organization, or maybe your cyber attacks or your cyber breaches is remain undiscovered. I mean, like your company take a month or more to discover any of the incident or any of the data breach within your organization. So, and according to the Trust Wave Global Security, like 64% of the organization took more than 90 days to detect any of the cyber intrusion within their network. And the median number is like 99 days for detecting any of the attacker within your network or within your organization. So, this is why the SOC is required. So, there is a lot failure, or the we can say the gap between identifying a malicious actor, a malicious threat in your network. That's why SOC is required. That's why incident response is required. So just to identify these things. So we'll be later discussing in the further slides like what SOC is. So let's discuss what is SOC, the Security Operations Center. So basically, it's a facility that houses an information security team which is responsible for monitoring and analyzing an organization security posture on an ongoing basis. Like we can say that is a 24 into 7 team that who is responsible to maintain the security thing and the incident thing and the cyber thing within the organization. So basically, the primary goal of SOC is to detect, analyze, and respond. These are the three primary goals: detect the incident, analyze the machine, service, logs, servers, and respond to the threat or the cyber incident using a combination of technology. Basically, this is SOC is all about. So it is basically a centralized unit which is dealing with the high quality security operations center, and it is responsible to respond to the cyber incident. So this is what SOC is. These are the three main goals of SOC. Like the first thing is to detect the incident and analyze the machines and how the intruder intruded into the system, how the attacker got into this system, service, application, or whatever they have, and respond to that in a correct manner and filling the missing gaps. Like that, if you feel that some log needs to be collected, some security mechanism needs to be set up, some policies needs to be regulated. So this is the thing that SOC is all about. SOC is responsible for monitoring, analyzing, and organizing the cyber incident. SOC operates 24 into 7, and it monitors the traffic via the security incident and event management tools. And SOC is specialized with the security engineers. I mean, the highly qualified engineers that which are able to identify the incident. And it is, I mean, these are the people that who are continuously work to capture the traffic from the all of the endpoints, from the all of the endpoint host, and to mitigate the cyber attacks basically. Generally, security engineers monitor the traffic, the CPU usage, the internet ports, and other security alerts. And they also monitor the unusual communication between the internal machine server or any of the application outside the network. I mean, which is required or which is not required. Like my machine is supposed to communicate with the some outside some external IP. That is fine. That is for my business needs. But if it is communicating some of the malicious IP, so these kind of things is I mean the SOC engineer look after these kind of things, and they also learn about the attack, and they also learn about the missing gaps into the security. So this is what SOC is all about. Generally, when the incident happens, so basically SOC engage every team, an informed business that that particular thing or the particular incident is happened against your this particular IP or this particular application or server, and they bring into the incident call or the incident bridge that what we call that they bring every business to the that or the required business representative on that call and inform that if they are going to contain the system. Containment is like isolating that system from the actual network so that it may not further intrude within the organization, or to avoid any literal movements by the third party, sorry, the threat actor. So this is what SOC is all about. We will be digging into the further SOC operations in further slides. So thank you, students.